Good day, everyone. I am Arjun Umbas. I am for today's reporter. Today, I will discuss to you the five topics, but first, I will discuss the origin of life. So we all know that origin is life is a topic that has intrigued scientists, philosophers, and thinkers for centuries, which is all about understanding how the first forms of life came into existence on Earth. So, abiogenesis is a theory that explains how life on Earth originated from inanimate matter. When we say inanimate matter, it is a thing that is not alive or object that has no life. Abiogenesis is a complex process that likely took hundreds of millions of years. Abiogenesis also refers to the theory and the process that lead to the appearance of typically chemical compound that lacks of carbon-hydrogen bonds that is not an organic compound. Example of inorganic substances are ammonia, hydrogen, sulfide, metals, and most elements such as calcium. Abiogenesis theory also suggests that life originated on Earth itself with the right conditions and chemical reactions, leading to the creation of simple organic compounds which eventually formed early life forms. So in conclusion, the most accepted ju- so in conclusion, the abiogenesis is the most accepted theory, but it's still a theory. There's a lot we don't know about the origin of life. Scientists also continue to study about this subject. So the Miller-Urey experiment shows and presents that the planet was covered with a vast primordial soup, which was a mixture of methane, ammonia, and the hydrogen. Energy from the sun, lightning, and Earth's own heat triggered chemical reactions that created more complex organic compounds. So before I will show you the example of Miller-Urey experiment, let us let us first know the scientist behind this experiment. So Stanley Lloyd Miller, born on March 7, 1930, he is an American chemist who made important experiments concerning the origin of life, demonstrate wide range of vital organic compounds that can synthesized by fairly simple chemical processes from inorganic substances. Harold Clayton Urey, born on April 29, 1893, he is an American physical chemist whose pioneering work on isotopes. He earned Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1934 for discovering of deuterium. He also played a significant role in the development of the atom bomb as well as contributing to theories on the development of organic life from non-living matters. Harold Clayton Urey was the professor of Stanley Lloyd Miller. Miller are one of his students. So the Miller-Urey experiment is under abiogenesis since these scientists were able to produce fundamental organic compound for living beings from inorganic substances under laboratory conditions. So this visual shows the example or present the Miller-Urey experiment. I have a video to show to you to further understand the experiment of how the first life forms. So as I've said earlier, this experiment is under abiogenesis theory.
Miller designed an apparatus to simulate the ancient water cycle. Together they put in water to model the ancient ocean. It was gently boiled to mimic evaporation. Along with water vapor, for gases of the atmosphere they chose methane, hydrogen, and ammonia. These are simple gases which scientists at the time thought were probably abundant on the ancient Earth. They added a condenser to cool the atmosphere, allowing water molecules to form drops and fall back into their ocean like rain. The ancient Earth would have had many sources of energy: sunlight, geothermal heat, and even thunderstorms. So they added sparks to the atmosphere to simulate lightning. Experiment for just 1 week, their ocean became brownish black. Careful analysis revealed that through a series of reactions, many complex molecules had been produced. Among these were amino acids, special molecules of life that we once thought could only be built inside the bodies of living creatures. This was a pivotal breakthrough in science, so significant, in fact, a rich collection of complex molecules produced by natural chemical reactions. In this soup, further reactions could take place, eventually producing living cells. At the
So, from this image, we can see that from the simple organic compound and amino acid polymerize into enzyme, and then after it forms a complete living cell, which is cell is the basic structural and functional units of all living organisms. Here's another video to furthermore understand the experiment and see how the existence of cells forms.
In this apparatus, they placed water, ammonia, methane, and hydrogen, all of which was exposed to heat as well as an electric current meant to simulate lightning. After about a week, they found that the reaction mixture contained a number of different amino acids, which, as we remember from biochemistry, are the building blocks of proteins. Since proteins include enzymes, which catalyze the formation of nucleic acids like RNA and DNA, this offered good evidence that it is indeed possible that the basic materials needed for life could have been generated spontaneously. Furthermore, this experiment was only a week long, so 500 million years of molecules sloshing around in the primordial soup could conceivably produce much more impressive results. These findings prompted further speculation as to the specifics of how the first primitive cell could have formed. Understanding of biochemistry, it's not much of a stretch to assume that the basic organic components delivered from the Miller-Urey experiment were able to polymerize and were then serendipitously encapsulated in a lipid bilayer, which we know can form spontaneously because of hydrophilic interactions between the polar heads and water molecules and hydrophobic interactions where the non-polar tails hide away. And there you have the first protocell. This first cell must have been incredibly primitive compared to even the simplest ones today, and subsequent cells grew in complexity over time. This was due to the ability of nucleic acids to self-replicate, as well as mutate, which is what led to the evolution of all the diverse kinds of life on Earth over the eons.
So, speaking of cells, what is cell? So cells are the basic structural and functional units of all living organisms. They are often called the building blocks of life because all living things from the smallest bacteria to the largest animals are composed of one or more cells. Cells is term cell was coined by Robert Hooke. Observe a honeycomb-like structure under the microscopic while cutting a thin section of cork. Hence, he named the structure as a cell. So, there are parts of a cell. It is the cell membrane. It is a thin, flexible barrier that surrounds the cells, separating its internal environment from the external environment. It regulates the passage of substances in and out of the cell. Then we have cytoplasm, a gel-like substance inside the cell membrane. Where various organelles are suspended, it contains water, salts, and organic molecules. Next is we have nucleus. It is in eukaryotic cells, a membrane-bound organelle that contains the cell's DNA. The nucleus controls cellular activities and contains the genetic information necessary for cell growth, development, and reproduction. So, endoplasmic reticulum, or ER, is a membrane-bound organelle found in eukaryotic cells, including plant cells, animal cells, fungi, and protists. It is a network of interconnected membrane that extends from the nuclear envelope throughout the cytoplasm. There are two main types of endoplasmic reticulum: the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So, a rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached to its surface, giving it a rough appearance under a microscope. The rough endoplasmic reticulum plays a key role in the synthesis, folding, and modification of proteins. Second is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It lacks ribosome in its surface, giving it a smooth appearance. It involves in lipid metabolism, including the synthesis of lipids such as phospholipids and cholesterol, and the metabolism of carbohydrates. It also plays a role in detoxification processes within the cell, including the metabolism of drugs and toxins. So the endoplasmic reticulum, it is a dynamic organelle involved in various essential cellular processes, including protein synthesis, protein folding, lipid metabolism, and detoxification. Its structure and function can vary depending on the specific needs of the cell and the organism. So we have also Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex. It is another membrane-bound organelle found in eukaryotic cells. It consists of a series of flattened membrane sacs called cisternae. The Golgi apparatus receives, modifies, sorts, and ships proteins and lipids synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum. The proteins and lipids enter the Golgi apparatus in vesicles derived from the ER within the Golgi. These molecules undergo further processing, such as glycosylation, additional of sugar molecules, and sorting into vesicles for transport to various cellular destinations. Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex involved in the secretion of proteins, the formation of lysosomes by packaging enzymes, and the synthesis of cell membrane components. Next part of cell is membrane receptor. Uh, Membrane receptor are proteins located on the cell membrane or within the cell that bind to specific signaling molecules such as hormones, neurotransmitters, or growth factors. So, receptors play a crucial role in cell signaling and communication, allowing cell to respond to external signal and regulate various cellular processes. Next is mitochondria, are double membrane-bound organelles found in eukaryotic cells, often referred to as the powerhouse of the cell. They are also for generating They are responsible for generating adenosine triphosphate, the primary energy currency of the cell, through the process of cellular respiration. Mitochondria have their own DNA and ribosomes, allowing them to partially self-replicate and synthesize some of their proteins. We have also the nucleus. Nucleus. So nucleus, as what I've said earlier, nucleus is a membrane-bound organelle found in eukaryotic cells, which are cells with a through nucleus enclosed within a membrane. It is often referred to as the control center of the cell because it houses the cell's genetic materials and controls cellular activities. So, function of the nucleus are storage and replication of genetic materials. Nucleus contains the cell's genetic material in the form of DNA. So DNA carries the instruction for building and maintaining the cell and is organized to structures called chromosomes. During cell divisions, the DNA is replicated to ensure that each daughter cell receives a complete set of genetic information. Also, second function of nucleus is the gene expression and regulation. The nucleus is involved in the process of gene expression, whereby the information encoded in DNA is used to produce an RNA and proteins. These processes includes transcription, the synthesis of RNA from DNA, and translation, the synthesis of proteins from RNA. So gene expression is tightly regulated to ensure that the right genes are turned on or off at the appropriate times and in the correct cell types. Also, assembly of ribosomes. Within the nucleus, the nucleolus is responsible for the synthesis and assembly of ribosomal RNA and ribosomal proteins into ribosomes, which are cellular structures involved in protein synthesis. So, in overall, the nucleus plays a critical role in controlling cellular activities, maintaining genetic integrity, and transmitting genetic information to subsequent generation of cells. So, there are three components that compose the DNA. First is the phosphate group. Second is the deoxyribose sugar. It is the second component of DNA. It has a 5-carbon sugar that forms the central part of the nucleotide. It is attached to the phosphate group at one end and to a nitrogenous base at the other end. So the deoxyribose sugar provides the structure for the nucleotide and help from the backbone of the DNA strand. Nitrogenous base, this is the third component of DNA. Also, there are 4 types of nitrogenous bases found in DNA: the adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. These bases are attached to the deoxyribose sugar and project inward from the DNA backbone. The sequence of nitrogenous bases along the DNA strands forms the genetic code which carries the structure for building and functioning of an organism. So the phosphate group made up of is a polymer made up of nucleotides, and each nucleotides consists of 3 components. One of these is, as what I've said, the phosphate group, which is a molecule containing 1 phosphorus atom bonded to 4 oxygen atoms. The phosphate group forms the backbones of the DNA molecules, linking the individual nucleotides together through phosphodiester bonds. So, the 3 components of DNA together form nucleotides, which are the building blocks of the DNA molecule. So, based on the image that will show here, adenine pairs only to thymine and guanine to cytosine. So there are three types of RNA. So RNA is a versatile molecule involved in various cellular processes, including protein synthesis, gene regulation, and the transmission of genetic information. There are several types of RNA molecules found in cells. First is, as we can see, the messenger RNA. Messenger RNA carries the genetic information from DNA to the ribosomes, where it serves as the template for protein synthesis. Molecules are mRNA or messenger RNA molecules are transcribed from specific regions of DNA called genes during a process called transcription. So after transcription, mRNA undergoes processing including the addition of a 5-capped and a pulley A tail, as well as the removal of introns, a non-coding regions, to form mature RNA, mRNA. So the mature RNA molecule contains codons, which are sequences of 3 nucleotides that encode specific amino acids. These codons are read by ribosomes during translation, where they specify the order in which amino acids are assembled into proteins. Second is we have ribosomal RNA or rRNA. It is a structural component of ribosomes, which are cellular organelles responsible for protein synthesis. Along with these proteins, form the two subunits of ribosomes, the large subunit and the small subunit. Ribosomes use rRNA or ribosomal RNA to catalyze the assembly of amino acids into proteins based on the sequence of mRNA. So rRNA molecule helps position from mRNA and the transfer RNA molecules, which carry amino acids during translation. Lastly is the transfer RNA or tRNA. These molecules play a key role in protein synthesis by bringing amino acids to the ribosomes during translation. So each transfer RNA or tRNA molecule carries a specific amino acids at one end and has an anticodon at the other end. The anticodon is a sequence of 3 nucleotides that is complementary to a codon on the messenger RNA. So during translation, transfer RNA molecules recognize specific codons on the messenger RNA through base pairing between their anticodons and the codons of the mRNA. So, transfer RNA molecule is bound to the appropriate codon on the messenger RNA. Its attached amino acid is added to the growing polypeptide chain, forming a protein. So these three types of RNA work together in the process of proteins synthesis, which mRNA carrying the genetic information from DNA to ribosomes, RNA providing the structural framework for protein synthesis, and tRNA or transfer RNA delivering the amino acids to the ribosomes for incorporation into the growing polypeptide chain. So lastly, I will show you a video.
Messenger RNA starts off in a cell's nucleus. Here it transcribes or copies the instructions for assembling a protein from a portion of the cell's DNA. Next, the messenger RNA takes these instructions or protein recipe to a ribosome in the cytoplasm. The ribosome, which is made out of ribosomal RNA and proteins, is the site where this recipe is read and translated into a protein. Finally, transfer RNA in the cytoplasm brings specific amino acids to the ribosome so that the particular protein encoded by the recipe can be made. We'll cover more detail about the way DNA and RNA make proteins.
So that is all. I hope you understand how the origin of life or the first life exists. Thank you for listening. We are done discussing the origin of life. Let's proceed to the origin complex organisms. So, origin complex organisms, it marks a pivotal chapter in the evolutionary history of life on Earth. So, from humble beginnings, a single organism, to the diverse array of multicellular life forms seen today, the journey towards complexity is a tale of remarkable adaptation, innovation, and interplay between genetic variation and environmental pressures. So, um, the study of origins of complex organisms offers profound insights into the fundamental principles of evolution and the remarkable diversity of life forms that have evolved over billions of years. So, by unraveling the mysteries of complexity, we gain valuable knowledge that can inform efforts to conserve biodiversity, understand human health and disease, and unlock the potential for further biological innovation. So, the evolution of complex organisms stands as one of the most captivating narratives in the tapestry of life on Earth. So, complex organisms such as multicellular organisms has evolved over billions of years through process of known a biological evolution. So the origin of complex organisms can be traced back to the early stages of life on Earth. So we have here the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So as prokaryotes is these cells without nuclei are known prokaryotes may accidentally have merged with other cells, a merger that benefited both cells by allowing them to grow and reproduce more rapidly. A cell good at storing energy, for instance, might have combined with a cell good at reproducing, thereby creating a more complex cell. So, prokaryotes are single cell organisms belong to the domains bacteria and archaea. These cells are lack of true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Instead, their genetic material or DNA is located in a region called the nucleoid, which is not enclosed by a membrane. Prokaryotic cells are generally smaller and simpler in structure compared to eukaryotic cells. So, prokaryotes exhibits a wide range of metabolic capabilities and can thrive in diverse environments including extreme conditions such as high temperatures, acidity, or salinity. Examples of prokaryotes include bacteria like Escherichia coli and archaea like methanogens and halophiles. So eukaryotes encompass a diverse range of organisms, including single-celled protists, multicellular plants, animals, fungi, and certain algae. These have a true nucleus that houses their genetic material enclosed within a nuclear membrane. Eukaryotic cells also contain membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi apparatus. Like what I've discussed in the topic of the origin of life, I already discussed it. So eukaryotic cells are generally larger and more complex in structure compared to prokaryotic cells. So it also display a wide range of cellular and organismal complexity with specialized cell types and tissues contributing to diverse functions and ecological niches. So the examples of eukaryotes include humans, animals, plants, fungi, protists such as amoebas and paramecia, and certain algae like seaweeds.
Organelles.
I will show
They
you
do have genetic
video.
material, but it's not contained within a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells are always one-celled or unicellular organisms, such as bacteria. Is eukaryotic cells. They have organelles, which include the nucleus and other special parts.
So I already discussed it in the previous topic. I hope you understand. So in summary, prokaryotes and eukaryotes represent two distinct branches of life which each with unique characteristics and adaptations. While prokaryotes dominate in terms of sheer numbers and metabolic diversity, eukaryotes exhibit greater complexity and organizational sophistication, contributing to the rich tapestry of life on Earth. So, mitochondria. The mitochondria are double membrane bound organelles found in eukaryotic cells, which are cells with a true nucleus enclosed within a membrane, often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell. Mitochondria play a crucial role in cellular respiration, the process by which cells generate energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate. So the function of mitochondria are the adenosine triphosphate production. So through aerobic respiration, a series of biochemical reactions that occur in specialized structures within the mitochondria called the electron transport chain and the citric acid cycle, also known as the Krebs cycle. These processes involve the oxidation of glucose and other organic molecules, coupled with the transfer of electrons and the generation of a proton gradient across the inner mitochondrial membrane. Next function is double membrane structure. It this consisting of an outer mitochondrial membrane and an inner mitochondrial membrane. The inner membrane is highly folded into structures called cristae, which increase the surface area available for ATP synthesis or the adenosine triphosphate. We also have mitochondrial DNA or mitochondrial RNA, encodes a small number of genes essential for mitochondrial function, including those involved in adenosine triphosphate production. Mitochondrial is maternally inherited and has its own replication and transcription machinery. Fourth is roles in cellular metabolism. It plays role in other metabolic processes, including the synthesis of certain amino acids, lipids, and heme groups. They are also involved in the regulation of calcium levels within the cell and in the initiation of programmed cell death or apoptosis. Lastly is dynamic organelles. It undergo processes of fusion, fission, and movement within the cell. These dynamic processes help maintain mitochondrial integrity, regulate mitochondrial number and distribution within the cell, and to respond the changing metabolic demands and cellular stressors. So, mitochondria are essential organelles that provide energy for cellular activities and plays crucial or critical roles in metabolism, signaling, and cell survival. So I already discussed the what is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. And that is all. I hope you understand and you learn. And I hope you have learned something from our discussion today. Life elsewhere in the universe. It is where the question of whether life exists elsewhere in the universe is one of the most profound and tantalizing inquiries in science. So, while the definitive evidence of extraterrestrial life remains elusive, scientific exploration has uncovered a wealth of knowledge that suggests the possibility of life beyond Earth. So, I have here some evidence or points to consider life elsewhere in the universe. We have extremophiles on Earth. So, life on Earth has demonstrated remarkable adaptability to extreme environments, from the acidic waters of volcanic vents to the frozen depths of Antarctica. So, extremophiles organisms that thrive into extreme conditions offer insights into the potential habitability of environments previously thought to be inhospitable. These findings suggest that life may exist in diverse and unexpected places within our own solar system and beyond. So, we also have planet discoveries. The discovery of thousands of exoplanets, or the planets orbiting stars outside our solar system, has expanded our understanding of planetary diversity and the prevalence of potentially habitable worlds. Some exoplanets orbit within the habitable zone of their host stars, where conditions may be suitable for the existence of liquid water, a key ingredient for life as we know it. We also have Mars exploration. So Mars is our neighboring planet that has long captured the imagination of scientists and enthusiasts alike. Mars is called Android in today's study. Evidence from the past missions suggests that liquid water once flowed on its surface, and ancient river beds, lake beds, and minerals indicative of water have been discovered. Ongoing exploration and for future mission seek to uncover further clues about the planet's past and the potential for past or present microbial life. So, ocean worlds beyond Mars, several moons in our solar systems are believed to harbor vast oceans beneath their icy surfaces, including Europa, a moon of Jupiter, and Enceladus, a moon of Saturn. These subsurface oceans, warmed the tidal forces, may provide environments conducive to life with the potential for hydrothermal vents and organic chemistry. So, lastly, points that there are life elsewhere in the universe is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It involves listening for signals from advanced civilization elsewhere in the universe. While no conclusive evidence of intelligent extraterrestrial life has been found to date, ongoing city or search for extraterrestrial intelligence efforts continue to scan the cosmos for artificial signals that may indicate the presence of technologically advanced civilization. So, while the search for extraterrestrial life remains a profound scientific and philosophical quest, recent discoveries and advancements in astrobiology, planetary science, and astronomy has greatly expanded our knowledge and perspective on the potential for life elsewhere in the universe. We also have the Martian meteorite, also known as Martian meteoritic materials or Mars meteorites, are rock that originated from Mars and were ejected into space by asteroid or comet impact. So these meteorites eventually fell to Earth where they were discovered and studied by scientists. Martian meteorites provide valuable insights into the geology, chemistry, and potential habitability on the Martian surface, complementing data obtained from spacecraft mission to Mars. So, Martian meteorite crashed to Earth 12 years ago contains a huge diversity of organic compound, including one that has never been seen on Mars before, a new study has found. The findings could help scientists understand more about the red planet's habitability and whether it potentially once harbored life, which is said by the researchers. So, this meteorite represent tangible samples of Mars that have traveled across interplanetary distances to reach Earth. Their study provides valuable clues about the nature and evolution of Mars, shedding light on the planet's geological past and its potential for hosting life. So that would be all for the topic for the life elsewhere in the universe. Let's start to discuss the searching for life elsewhere. So, the search for life elsewhere in the universe, often referred to as astrobiology, It is a multidisciplinary endeavor that encompasses a wide range of scientific fields, including astronomy, planetary science, biology, chemistry, and geology. The quest to answer the age-old question of whether life exists beyond Earth is driven by curiosity about our place in the cosmos and the potential for finding other forms of life, as well as by the implication for understanding the origin and prevalence of life in the universe. So, the search of life beyond Earth is a fundamental aspect of space exploration, and advancement in technology have brought us closer to unraveling the mystery. So, scientists and researchers exploring various avenues to uncover the mysteries of extraterrestrial life. So, it helps us understand or improving our understanding of exoplanets and the condition for life evolves and the odds of finding life elsewhere in the universe. Since we discussed the topic searching for life elsewhere, I have here some key approaches and strategies that employed in the research for life elsewhere. So we have exploration of Mars, our neighboring planet that has long been a prime target in the search for extraterrestrial life. Robotic missions such as NASA's Mars rovers and orbiters, European Space Agency's ExoMars mission, and future missions planned by various space agencies aim to study Mars' geological history, potentially habitability, and the presence of past or present life-related signatures such as organic molecules and water. We have also exploration of ocean worlds, moons in our solar system, such as Europa, moon of Jupiter, Enceladus, moon of Saturn, and Titan, moon of moon also of Saturn, harbor subsurfaces, oceans beneath their icy crust. So these ocean worlds are considered potential habitats for life, and future missions including NASA's Europa Clipper and ESA's Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer or JUICE will study these moons to search for signs of habitability and potential biosignatures. Also have also there's this search for exoplanets. The discovery of thousands of exoplanets, planets orbiting stars outside our solar system, has revolutionized our understanding of planetary system and the prevalence of potentially habitable worlds. Astronomers use techniques such as the transmit methods and radial velocity methods to detect exoplanets and characterize their properties, including size, composition, and orbital parameters. So, future telescopes such as the James Webb Space Telescope and the extremely large telescope will further advance the search for potentially habitable exoplanets and signs of life in their atmospheres. There's this study of extreme environments on Earth, where life on Earth has demonstrated remarkable adaptability to extreme environments, including acidic hot spring, deep sea hydrothermal vents, and ice-covered lakes. By studying extremophiles and their adaptations to extreme conditions, scientists gain insights into the potential habitability of similar environments elsewhere in the universe. We also have search for extraterrestrial intelligence, which I already discussed in the previous topic. So CT is involves listening for signals from advanced civilization elsewhere in the universe. So radio telescopes and other instruments are used to scan the cosmos for artificial signals that may indicate the presence of technology, advanced extraterrestrial civilizations. Lastly, the points of searching for life elsewhere is the laboratory experiments and modeling. Laboratory experiments and computer simulations help researchers understand the chemical and physical processes relevant to the origin of so researchers understand the chemical and physical processes relevant to the origin and evolution of life. So these studies inform our understanding of the conditions necessary for life to arise and persist in different environments, both on Earth and beyond. So life the search for life elsewhere in the universe is a dynamic and interdisciplinary field that continues to push the boundaries of scientific knowledge and exploration. While definitive evidence of extraterrestrial life remains elusive, ongoing research and exploration efforts hold the promise of exciting discoveries that may one day provide answers to some of humanity's most profound questions about our place in the cosmos. So, we have here the exoplanets in searching for life elsewhere. Exoplanets, known also as extrasolar planets, that orbit stars outside our solar system. So, this distant world come in a wide variety of sizes, compositions, and orbital characteristics, and their discovery has revolutionized our understanding of planetary system and the prevalence of potentially habitable worlds in the universe. Also we have terrestrial planets in searching for life elsewhere, where these are a type of planets characterized by their rocky composition similar to that of Earth's. These planets are distinguished from gas giants by their relatively small size, solid surfaces, and lack of massive atmospheres dominated by hydrogen and helium. The term terrestrial is derived from the Latin word terra, meaning earth, emphasizing the similarity of these planets to Earth in terms of composition and structure. So here in exoplanets, there are four types: the gas giants, terrestrial planets, super Earth, and the ocean world. So also here in terrestrial planets, offers important opportunities for studying planetary geology, atmospheric dynamics, and the potential for life beyond Earth. Understanding the characteristics and evolutions of terrestrial planets enhances our knowledge of the processes that shape planetary systems and informs the search for habitable environments and signs of life elsewhere in the universe. So astronomers are indeed actively exploring the possibility of life existing beyond Earth's boundaries, fueled by advancements in technology, a deeper understanding of planetary systems, and the discovery of exoplanets in habitable zones. So this quest encompasses a wide range of approaches and strategies, including the search for potentially habitable exoplanets, the study of extremophiles on Earth, and the investigation of environments within our own solar system that may harbor life. So, the active exploration of the possibility of life beyond Earth reflects humanity's enduring curiosity about our place in the cosmos and the tantalizing prospect of discovering life elsewhere in the universe. Through ongoing research and exploration efforts, astronomers are pushing the boundaries of knowledge and opening new avenues for understanding the potential diversity and distribution of life beyond our home planet. So that would be all in the topic. The searching for life elsewhere. So there are various research that studies life, the searching for life elsewhere. I hope you learn something for this topic. Good day again. So I am here to discuss my last topic, which is the panspermia. So, panspermia is a hypothesis that suggests life or the ingredients necessary for life could be distributed throughout the universe by natural means such as comets, asteroids, meteoroids, and cosmic dust. According to this hypothesis, life may have originated on one planet and then separate to other celestial bodies either within the same solar system or across interstellar distances. So the term panspermia comes from the ancient word ancient Greek words pan meaning all and sperma meaning seed. So this theory proposes that life exists throughout the universe and is distributed by space dust. So we have here the several variants of panspermia hypothesis proposing different mechanism for the distribution of life. We have here the Letospanspermia. This variant suggests that life could survive within rocks blasted off a planetary surface by impacts and travel through space until they land on another celestial body. If conditions are suitable, life could then emerge and thrive on the new world. So, example of this is such as from Mars to Earth via meteorite impacts. We have also radiopanspermia. This proposes that life could be spread through space by radiation pressure from stars or other astronomical phenomena. This mechanism could potentially allow microorganisms or organic molecules to travel vast distances across interstellar space. So, this hypothesis suggests that life could survive the harsh conditions of space and be transported between star systems by radiation pressures or in the form of dust grains. Also, we have the directed panspermia. It is a more speculative variant of the hypothesis, suggesting that life could be intentionally seeded on other planets or moons by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Proponents of this idea argue that the deliberate dispersal of life could be a way for intelligent beings to ensure the survival and proliferation of life in the universe. So while panspermia remain remains a hypothesis and has not been conclusively proven, questions it raises intriguing questions about the possibility of life existing beyond Earth and the potential interconnectedness of life across the cosmos. Evidence in support of panspermia includes the discovery of extremophiles, organisms capable of surviving extreme conditions on Earth, as well as the detection of organic molecules in meteorites and interstellar dust clouds. So challenges remains in demonstrating the feasibility of panspermia as a mechanism for the origin of spread of life. So panspermia offers a thought-provoking perspective on the interconnectedness of life and the potential for life to exist beyond the confines of our own planet. While its validity is still a subject of scientific inquiry and debate, the concept of panspermia stimulates explorations and discussion about the origins and distribution of life in the universe. So, speaking of interstellar space refers to the vast expanse of space that exists between stars within a galaxy. That is the region of space that extends beyond the influence. So, speaking of interstellar space, it refers to the vast expanse of space that exists between stars within a galaxy. It is the region of space that extends beyond the influence of any individual star's gravitational fields and encompasses the space between star systems, as well as the space within galaxies that is not occupied by stars, planets, and other celestial bodies. So, the characteristic of interstellar space is low density, interstellar medium, interstellar extension, interstellar travel, and interstellar communication. Interstellar space remains a frontier of exploration and discovery, holding clues to the formation and evolution of galaxies, stars, and planetary systems, as well as inspiring scientific inquiry into the possibility of life beyond our solar system. So, let us let us go to the pieces of evidence. First is we have meteorites or meteors. These are the space rocks that fall to Earth's surface. Meteorites are the last stage in the existence of this type of space rocks. So the meteorites are rocks that have fallen to Earth from space, contain organic compounds such as amino acids, sugars, and nucleobases. So these organic molecules are the building blocks of life and suggest that the ingredients for life are present in space and could have been delivered to Earth via meteoritic impacts. So some meteorites contain traces of water, both bound within minerals and as hydrated minerals. The presence of water in meteorites indicates that water-rich asteroids or comets could have delivered water to Earth during the planet's early history, providing the necessary solvent for life to emerge. The, then in meteors, the panspermia panspermia includes in the process of panspermia includes in the searching for life elsewhere in the universe by via meteors, as what I've discussed earlier in the topic of searching for life elsewhere. So meteorites provide potential mechanism for panspermia. The hypothesis for life could be distributed throughout the universe by natural means. Microorganism or organic material could survive within meteorites during their journey through space and potentially seed life on other celestial bodies. Next is extremophiles, are organisms that thrive in extreme extreme environments on Earth, such as deep sea hydrothermal vents, acidic hot spring, polar ice caps, and arid deserts. So the existence of extremophiles demonstrates the adaptability of life to diverse and extreme conditions, raising the possibility that similar environments on other planets or moons could also harbor life. The extremophiles also expand the range of environment considered potentially habitable for life beyond Earth, challenge traditional assumptions about the limits of habitability, and suggest that life may exist in a wide variety of extreme environments throughout the universe. So, also, the extremophiles serves as analogs for potential extraterrestrial environments. By studying extremophiles and their adaptations, scientists can gain insights in the conditions to, s- necessary for life to survive and thrive in extreme conditions elsewhere in the solar system or galaxy. Last is the interstellar dust. So, interstellar dust grains, which is its chemical composition, contain complex organic molecules including polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, amino acids, and carbonaceous materials. These organic compounds are thought to form in the interstellar medium and may contribute to the chemical precursors of life in planetary system. So interstellar dust grains scatter and absorb starlight, causing distant stars to appear dimmer and redder than they would otherwise. This phenomenon, known as interstellar extinction or reddening, provides evidence for the presence of dust in interstellar space and affects our observation of distant stars and galaxy. We all we Miss Isparal already discussed it. Formation of planetary systems in the interstellar dust plays a crucial role in the formation of stars and planetary systems. Dust grains act as seed for the formation of larger bodies such as planets, asteroids, and comets through processes of accretion and gravitational collapse. So the evidences collectively contribute to our understanding for the potential of life elsewhere, life beyond Earth, and interconnectedness of the cosmos. So this highlights the diverse environments and complex chemistry present in space, providing insights into the origin and distribution of life in the universe. So, meteors, extremophiles, and interstellar dust provide pieces of evidence that supports the panspermia hypothesis by demonstrating potential mechanisms for the transportation of life's building blocks and organisms between celestial bodies within our solar system and beyond. So that would be all. Thank you.